What's up, guys? I'm back with another Blu-ray horror update. I got three titles to show you guys today. Look, I already screwed up. Only got 10 seconds in the video and messed up already. All three movies are from Family Video. So before I get started, I'm just gonna do a shout out to Crisco 1969A. I've been enjoying his videos for the last little bit. Although he hasn't made a video in over a month, but hopefully we can get him some more viewership so he'll make some more videos. It's been a little bit. There'll be a link to his channel in the description box. Alright guys, now time for the update. How about that? I don't know. Alright, first up we got Texas Chainsaw. I don't know why they decided not to put the massacre part in there. I think it was because they wanted to differentiate it from the other movies in the series. Now, technically, this is the fifth film if you count the original series, or if you want to include the remakes, I guess that would make it the seventh film. But the main reason why I picked this one up is most people were giving this movie negative reviews, but Aaron Pinn did a review of this movie last month, and he was one of the few positive reviews. And I figured, I was going to add it to my collection anyways, because for some reason I decided that I have to have every Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie in my collection. So I figured I'd give this one a shot. And I'm not going to lie, part of the reason why I picked this up was like a guilty pleasure thing, because I like the two actresses in the movie. Like the one is Alexandria Daddario. She's the girl that was in the Percy Jackson movies, and she was also in Bereavement, and she had played a small part on a True Detective, which if you're a fan of Alexandria Daddario, you should really check out True Detective, especially the second episode. You won't be disappointed about that. And then the other girl is Titania Raymond. She was the girl that used to be in Malcolm in the Middle, and then she also played Benjamin Linus's daughter on Lost. And it really surprised me because I didn't even recognize her. Like, she's really blossomed. So basically that was another reason why I picked this movie up. I know most people were upset with this movie because they didn't hold to the timeline. Like, basically, if the original movie took place in 1973-74, and the main actress is supposed to be around 20 years old, that would put it probably into like the early to mid 90s. And they made the bonehead decision of having the film take place in the present day. And they could have got away with it if they were smart. All they had to do was take the one scene out of the movie with the cell phone, and it wouldn't have mattered. People just would have assumed that maybe it was the 90s. And they should have. That's what I would have done if I was making this movie and they wanted to cheat like that. But I probably would have had the film took place in the 90s, and they had all the 90s music and they're like Nirvana and shit like that. And I think people would probably have liked it more. I don't know. The one thing I did like about this movie is that it was different from a lot of the other sequels and the remakes, in that it didn't have the same, like, people go to a farmhouse thing. Basically, they go to a mansion and stuff like that. I mean, like, she's her inheritance and all that storyline. Won't get too much into that. But I didn't mind this movie. I know some people are really upset with the ending as well. But, basically some of the townspeople were bad, so it was like, greater and lesser evil, or maybe even just like equal evil. I don't know. So that didn't bother me that much. Like, this isn't my favorite film in the series. It's not even my favorite horror movie, but, for what I paid for it, I was okay with it. And, the actresses were hot. Unfortunately, there wasn't very much in the way of nudity, which was a real shame. So boo on that. But, I guess I'm okay with this movie in my collection. Alright, so next up, we have Fright Night 2. I know, another one of those bad movies, I guess. Actually, I did enjoy this movie. And I think if they would have actually... I was thinking about this movie after I watched it. And I'm wondering if, when the original Fright Night remake came out a couple years ago, if there were competing scripts. Because I get the impression that there was a couple scripts and someone must have got the rights to do this script, because it's not a true sequel, and I think that kind of hurts the movie in a sense, because this should have been like a remake of the original Fright Night 2. and it wasn't. Basically, what we're getting is kind of like a reboot of a remake, where the stories are a little bit similar in that they keep all the character names the same, which they should have just done. Like, was just do either do a sequel remake, or a remake to the sequel, or what they should have done was just go ahead and just do one of those sequels in name only, and it still could have worked. But by holding true with the character names, they kind of hurt the movie a bit, in my opinion. Because there's no reason to have Charlie Brewster and Evil Ed and then Peter Vincent back in the storyline as they had the way they got it now. Although I do prefer how the background of the Peter Vincent character in this one more to the remake, because in the remake, Peter Vincent knows vampires exist already. He doesn't have to be convinced; he already knows, which kind of makes his whole storyline kind of stupid in a sense. Basically, he's kind of like a Chris Angel mind freak kind of guy, and he's making his living off vampires when he knows they're real. Whereas this guy, the Peter Vincent in this movie, is kind of based on the Destination Truth guy, where he has this web show, and he's trying to look for monsters and stuff like that, which actually works better. But they just could have called him something else, like, I don't know, I can't even think. I don't know. Just pick any two horror actors' names and put them together. And that could have been that for that. But the main reason that I did enjoy this movie is this main actress here. She played Lila on the second season of Dexter. And she kind of was the only actor that I really actually liked in the movie. She's very sexy. She does have a quick nude scene, which really pissed me off a little bit because she was naked a fair bit in Dexter. And I don't know why they're being all shy now. But that kind of pissed me off. So whatever. But I thought the movie was okay. The Blu-ray for this has little webisodes of the Peter Vincent's Fright Night show, which almost look like the Destination Truth and the Ghost Hunter stuff, and it's actually kind of amusing to watch it. But the only problem with it is they're really short, they're 2-minute segments, and they keep shutting off. I just wish they'd put together a 20-minute webisode and just let it play right through, instead of making you click off on it. So there we go, Fright Night 2. Alright, and last up, we got Frankenstein's Army. This is a found footage movie, and this actually kind of reminds me, well, it takes place during World War II, but it kind of reminds me of someone did a found footage version of Reanimator. It's kind of got that weird, especially like the second Reanimator movie, because it has a Brian Usna feel to it, as opposed to the original director. Well, I can't think of his name. Stuart Gordon. The thing about this movie that I didn't like was they didn't make the film look like actual film. It looked like high definition video, which I know everyone's probably going to say that. And there was no real reason why this film had to be done in the found footage style. It could have worked just perfectly fine as a regular standard movie. But the one thing that I did like about the found footage aspect, when the creatures attack, they come right at the camera, so it's right in your face, and it kind of creates a claustrophobic feel to it, the movie. But other than that, this movie's a decent enough watch. There's a fair bit of blood. I say gore and blood together. I don't know. I feel like I've been drinking. So the creatures were kind of interesting, and they have a kind of a steampunk thing to that, and I thought it was an okay enough movie. The one thing I was going to say was that some of the characters, well, most of them were kind of mean-spirited. The way they treat women and children kind of turned me off a little bit. I don't know if they were trying to make them mean-spirited so we didn't care when they die. I don't understand what they were going with that, but I think the movie is at least worth a watch, at least for the creature effects, Alright guys, so that's my update. Check out Crisco 1969A, and I guess that's it. I will talk to you all later.